DW, the fans been waiting, and I'll guarantee you I've been waiting for almost 8 months to tell you, reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time.
All right, Larry. All right. Coming to the green, It's out. Buggity, buggity, buggity. Let's go racing, boys.
California style.
Yeehaw. Take her all down in there.
Leads lap 1 with a lot of 3 wide, middle and back of the pack.
And that's something Kurt Busch wanted to do. He wanted to get those 5 points from leading that lap right there.
4 wide there going down into turn 1, this little crowd right here.
Greg Biffle, you won't see Biffle very far off the lead much of today. He won yesterday's NASCAR Busch Series race here.
Biffle has the potential to stink up the show.
And this was the type of racetrack. We talked about 2/3 of the schedule being like Fontana. This is a type of racetrack that he really adapted to a lot as he's up there battling for the lead here on lap 5. And this is the same chassis that he won Homestead with, but it has that new Ford Fusion body that I think is actually a little better than the Ford Taurus body.
Oh, by all means. And I think Kurt Busch in the 2 car, that's a Dodge, it's an Intrepid. See, I think they were looking, here he comes. Here comes Biffle for the lead. You see he runs off the bottom here. They're going to drag race down the front.
Yeah, Kurt Busch in the 2 lost so much momentum over in turn 4, his car walked up the racetrack with him.
But I think Kurt really is responsible for these guys going back to this older car because he knew what the Ford Taurus was like. He drove the Charger, he drove the Intrepid. He said the Intrepid's more like my old Ford Taurus was.
And it doesn't sound like he's having to play with that throttle a lot off the corner, which helps that straightaway speed. There comes Tony Stewart in that 20 car going by Kurt Busch in the 2. This is a battle for 3rd.
Yellow.
Caution's out. Debris in turn 3, track's clear.
Here's what happened when the leaders came onto pit road.
And I think pretty much of our 40 cars still on the lead lap, everyone came to pit road, and I think it was for 4 tires, fuel, and adjustments for everyone.
And these pit boxes, I love these pit boxes. They're huge. You got plenty of room to work. You don't get boxed in. You don't get crowded. Probably the biggest issue is the driver's got to hit his mark because the box is so big.
And Darrell, this is a much longer pit road than we had at Daytona.
Yeah, you just saw as they all left the pits, as you'll see here later, it was a mad rush down the end of pit road down there.
Biggest thing is 40 cars on pit road at one time.
Now the speed limit line on pit road is here. The line that marks who gets off pit road first is here. And Jimmy Johnson is the first man to that line.
Now, you know, Wheeling has got a new light that they've installed. You know, I always complained about that last section of the speed out. Everybody gets pinned for speeding out. Well, they put a light up now so you know where it is.
Now, that was the battle between Kurt Busch and the 2, Jimmy Johnson in 48. I think the reason Kurt Busch was able to win that battle, he's in that very last pit stall, which is especially good for under caution because he just has to move a little ahead to win the battle off pit road.
There's the light I'm talking about. That didn't used to be there, but everybody got nabbed speed out because once you cleared the end of the pit wall, you were thinking you were clear of the pits. They put the light up now, and I like that a lot.
Kenny Wallace gets the free pass. He was the first car 1 lap down when that caution came out. And let's update pit stops, beginning with Matt.
Mike, Greg Biffle was first on and first off pit road. Now, we told you at the beginning of the show how he made a mistake in Saturday's Busch Series race that cost him for a few segments. Well, he remembered that when his crew chief, Doug Richards, said, what changes do you want to make to try to tighten up your car? He says, I don't want to make any changes. I feel like the track is already tightening up. I want one small air pressure adjustment because I feel like we are getting better and better as we log more laps. To Steve.
Let's crank it up. take the low road, and I'll get to the finish line before you. But how about this group?
Here's a 3 wide right here. J.J. Yaley in the 18 on the outside. Casey Mears in the 42 in the black car. He split the middle with his teammate Reed Sorensen in the 41.
That was an ugly drag race right there. 3 wide.
There's teammates again. Kyle Busch in the 5, pushing Jimmy Johnson in the 48. We're riding with him here.
Tony Stewart under Jeff Burton, right behind them. On your left, the lead battle, Biffle and Stewart in the 20. On your right, the 4th place race, as Matt Kenseth in the 17 takes it to Jimmy Johnson.
That 20 car, Tony Stewart, he has been mowing Greg Biffle down.
Yeah.
About 2 to 3 tenths a lap.
He has, and the thing about Tony's car, it is so consistent. He runs in the 41s, high 41s all the time. Greg's been pretty consistent, but he's in the low 42s just enough.
Boy, he about ran out of racetrack, had to snatch the thing back to the left, but he stayed in the throttle. Looks like he's going to almost complete the pass going down the front straightaway.
Look, he did not intimidate Biffle the least bit. Biffle's still in the gas.
And Biffle is one of those kind of guys that you don't really want to get riled up too much.
And Biffle just stayed in the throttle, got that good run. Now, if Tony Stewart in the 20 can get the run off too, and he does, slides up in front of Biffle to take the lead.
Now, Michael Waltrip in front of them has his arm out the window, waving everybody to the inside of his car, which will go 2 laps down.
And Tony was waving back at Biffle, too, because he could see the way Biffle came back on him with a lot of aggression. Hey, dude, I'm sorry. He put that hand out there and gave him a wave. Because that was a very aggressive move. Easy to do off turn 4. You come in here, you got a lot of push, got a lot of wheel in the car. Coming, run out of track. No harm, no foul.
Once again, at about 180, 85 miles per hour.
Matty, Greg Biffle, the 16, runs in the 2nd position now. His car is on the tight side. He's hoping the sun comes back out, because we talked earlier how his car was loose and it was tight. They're battling the weather issue. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the stop as their guys are up on the wall. And you mentioned earlier, Mike, about the 25 Speedy. He was one of the guys on the pace lap that could not get a consistent tack reading because he said the pace car wasn't running a consistent speed.
Well, that's what caught him. Looks like most of the lead lap drivers are coming in following the leader, Tony Stewart.
Yeah, this early in the race, not a surprise, even though it's only been 10 laps since they were on pit road. You can see right here, Tony Stewart in the 20, Greg Biffle in the 16, Matt Kenseth in the 17, already out, and Carl Edwards in the 99.
You saw Michael Waltrip come in with those leaders, and for raising the hood, he is laps down, wasn't eligible to pit, but he's got problems. And gas is done on Tony's car, a little long with the left rear, as Matt Kenseth leads the race off pit road ahead of Kurt Busch, and a long stop for Stewart, who came into the pits as the race leader. He's going to come out, I believe, outside the top 10.
Well outside the top 10, yeah. Yeah, as quick as Matt Kenseth made it off pit road, it looks like that Robbie Reiser may have rolled the dice with only about 8 or 10 laps on those tires and went with just 2 right side tires. We'll find out.
Good call.
I don't think that's a bad call right here. Get out there, get that track position, get out front in that clean air.
Well, when you started as far back as he did, and now you are up front on a call like this, I'm all for it. I think it's a great job.
There it is right there. That tells the tale, but what a close call, because Michael Waltrip in the 55 was trying to get into his pit box as Kenseth was leading.
Kenseth had every reason, he and Robbie Reiser there, to expect that pit stall would be empty because the car pitting in front of them was not a lead lap car. Matt Kenseth leads them down to the green. Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards, and Ryan Newman. The first 5 on the outside lane.
Kurt Busch in the 2 gets a good run on the high side on Matt Kenseth. Remember, he has 4 tires. Matt Kenseth in the 17 has those 2 right side tires.
Look at that miss. Holy cow.
Tony Stewart lost 14 positions on pit road. What happened there, Dick?
Just a whole pile of things that happened on pit road. It started with Jeff Chandler, the front tire changer. He just plain missed the lugs on the right front, slow coming around to the other side of the car. Then Jody Fortson, the rear carrier, got his hand caught somehow or another within the car. Right now, Fortson has his hand stuck in the team cooler, trying to ease the pain on his fingers. So a bad stop. I bet if Tony Stewart had that to do all over again, he'd have stayed out rather than making that pit stop, Mike. To Steve.
Well, Dick, Carl Edwards said that his car was just a little bit too free at the start of that run, but he also told crew chief Bob Osborne that the car was coming to me. So what they did was just to make a small air pressure adjustment, half-pound in both left side tires. Mike?
Boy, Matt Kenseth is making that strategy look pretty good as he rocketed right past Kurt Busch to retake the lead.
Yeah, those rights had to catch up with the lefts, or the lefts had to catch up with the rights, whichever way.
The air pressure,
Exactly.
yeah, the air pressure was down on those right sides they put on the car, and it took probably a lap and a half for him to come in. But now Kurt Busch in the 2 has his hands full with Matt Kenseth's teammate Greg Biffle in the 16 for second.
Matt Kenseth, last lap. Wow, 39.67, his best lap of the race.
And you can bet one thing, and Larry and Jeff know this. Every crew chief on pit road is saying, whoa, 2 tires. Not a bad way to go.
He was the guinea pig.
Yeah. They were all saying, let's see what happens. Now they're saying, oh, boy.
Well, I'm thinking with the track having cooler temperatures, that certainly helps be able to adjust to 2 right side tires. Has more grip.
Let's get some other pit stop updates. Here's Matt.
Now, Mike, we already told you about the air pressure adjustment they were making to Greg Biffle's car. Now, he looked up in the mirror at one point under caution and saw that the 99 Carl Edwards was there, and he asked Doug Richard. Now, did Carl get up there by running the high side, wondering if he, like a lot of other guys, had moved up to the high side as the track continuing to change? They were chasing the track. He says, no, they just had a great pit stop. But they also came on the radio and said, you know what? It looks kind of like the old days when they looked up at the scoring pylon. And when you look up at the pylon, it was like all the old Roush guys. It was Biffle, Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, and the 6 of Mark Martin.
Greg Biffle at 164 laps, your leader by a very steady 10.5 seconds over Mark Martin. But Matt, is all well in the Biffle camp?
His car is running about a 10th a lap faster than Mark Martin, but he came on the radio back on lap 159, Mike, and told his team that he believes he has some kind of problem with his car.
Hey, Matty, I
thought it was just me, but the motor's labored down the backstretch, like it's running out of gas.
And he said that the gauges are all fine. And then he came on 3 laps later, DW, and he asked his spotter, Joel Edmonds, what does the flag look like on the backstretch? Am I running into the wind? And his spotter said, absolutely.
Yeah, Matty, that's what I was going to tell you. I just was, when he said that, I've been going down the back straightaway here before you get those Santa Ana winds. It'll buff the front of the car around. It'll make the car kind of rear up and down a little bit, make the engine feel like it's not performing. I bet he's not complaining about it going down the front, though. It's definitely the wind.
No complaints down the front, DW, but he does say that the fuel pressure gauge is bouncing. It's fluctuating between about 5.5 and 6 to 9, so that is giving him some concern.
And we talked about those gauges on the dash a while ago. They have a fuel pressure gauge in there, and it should probably reach somewhere around 6 to 7 pounds. And that sometimes can tell the driver if he's running out of gas, as the fuel pressure will start fluctuating.
And on the dash panel, that's probably the most inconsistent gauge you have. That sucker will, you want it to never go below 5 or 6, but it'll sit there and bounce all day long. So I don't think he's got a problem with anything. He's probably just running so good, leading the races. Man, I hope nothing's going wrong.
Well, ever since he called in and asked that question, every lap since, Biffle has been the fastest car on the racetrack. So if he's got a problem, that's the kind of problem you want to have.
If he's got a problem, everybody else's is worse.
Matt Kenseth in the 17s on pit road.
A spin entering pit road. Denny Hamlin, the rookie, locked up the brake trying to enter pit road and spun. No caution as Hamlin gets back on the racetrack, but will have to come all the way around and try to pit again.
That's one of the hard things about this place. You come down there real hot. Here comes another car right behind him, and that's the 9 car, the leader. And it's just easy to do that right there, miss the end of pit road.
Yeah, the entrance of pit road is almost right in dead in the middle of turn 4.
Steve.
Mike Casey Kane on pit road. They just made a wedge adjustment. The car had been a little bit loose. He likes it, but it is a little bit on the loose side.
Good stop, 13 seconds.
You got to be 55 mile an hour on pit road, but you can be 155 mile an hour getting to pit road.
Let's show you what happened to rookie Denny Hamlin.
He's just so lucky here he doesn't hit the end of this pit wall. Gets out wide, just gets a little late turning down.
In your own old tires, it's not gripping very good anyhow.
Hamlin now entering his pit. Scott Riggs, Kevin LePage, Kyle Petty, and Bobby Labonte are in.
I just think back to Daytona when he won the Bud Shootout and everybody bragged on how great a job he did getting on pit road. Only one that didn't smoke the tires. He had trouble at Daytona. He had to drive through his pits at Daytona and go around and come back in. That's amazing.
Jack's cars first, third, fourth, sixth, and 10th. So chances are they'll be running in very close proximity at some time before this ends. And caution is out for the third time today at lap 196. Debris in turn number 1.
Tony Stewart caught a real break there, Larry.
That's the caution he's been looking for, because it gets him back on sync with everyone. But what's interesting, teams cannot make it from here without stopping again.
And who is the first car one lap down to get the free pass? Not him. The number 8.
Yeah, Tony doesn't need it. He's sitting there in second place, so he's in good shape. But Dale Jr. sure did need it.
Now, let's just remember our keys to the race, our strategy. I've got to believe, Darrell, everyone here with about 54 laps to go, they will take 4 tires. This could lead to some strategy at the end of the race, maybe fuel only, if it stays green. Steve Burns.
Mark Martin, no adjustments on the last stop. This time he says he wants just half a round down in the left rear. Car's a little bit tight for Mark Martin. No adjustments for Casey Kane on the 9 car. Casey says he's got that car right where he wants it. Matt.
And leader Greg Biffle, a lot of debate back and forth between he and crew chief Doug Richard over whether to make an air pressure change or not. They decided against it. The car was just a tick on the tight side, Dick.
Tony Stewart very pleased with his automobile, asked for virtually no changes, but Greg Ciappinelli, the crew chief, has said, need you to conserve fuel.
Let's crank it up on the restart. Darrell, restart's a great opportunity to pass, but there's some white knuckle racing going on the first few laps after a restart. Like this.
You make some desperate moves, and we'll watch the 11 here in the 7.
Riding with Denny Hamlin.
7 just closed the door on Denny Hamlin in the 11 car. That's Robbie Gordon made contact, and as you can see, everybody went around safely but closely.
And a lot of cars stacked up behind Hamlin as a result. Now they're somewhat sorted out. Greg Biffle over Tony Stewart. Mark Martin. Biffle racing as hard as he can to get away from the field, but trying to stretch his gas mileage. How do you do both?
But quickly, how fast is Tony Stewart and Mark Martin? They just ran the quickest lap of the race right then on lap 202, over 400 miles into this race. Yeah, running that kind of a pace, you're not saving any fuel, trust me.
Well, conditions are right. The weather, the temperature's dropped a little bit. You've made all the right adjustments. You want that baby to be as good as it can be because you're racing for the win now. Whatever you got, and whatever you got, you better use it.
Biffle and that 16 car, Tony Stewart, both. We've been seeing a lot of cars run the high line. Both those cars are tied to the bottom of the racetrack.
Some serious racing going on back in here, I'll tell you that.
Right now, you think I look at, I see some smoke. It look like come out of Tony Stewart's engine right there. Smoke out of the left side of the car. He's going to the apron right there, Chris. He definitely has got a problem on that 20.
He has had an up and down day, has led 28 laps. Greg Biffle, your current leader, 163 laps, has already secured most laps led with just 37 to go. We've had 8 leaders, 16 lead changes, only 3 cautions. You started the day talking strategy and pit crew management.
Yeah, also engine management. Take a look right there at Greg Zipadelli, kind of throws his hands up in the air. Caution is out, and again, this is going to change the complex of this whole race right now, guys. You don't want to take any chances right now. They're going to throw the caution.
Fair enough. Let's rejoin Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, and Mike Joy.
The concern was that Stewart may have put some fluid down on the racetrack, so we have the 4th caution of the day coming out at lap 215. A lot of smoke from Tony Stewart, the defending Nextel Cup champions car, and he will coast in. There's crew chief Greg Zipadelli.
Well, Mike, this is when you worry about your engine. The last 50, 75 miles of a 500-mile race, these engines have been going. They've been running up under green all day long. Been turning 9,000 RPM. This is when things can start to fall apart.
Clint Boyer will be the recipient of the free pass on this caution, and Greg Biffle has just set a record for the most laps led by any driver in a 500-mile NASCAR race at California Speedway. Previous record holder, another of Roush's drivers, Mark Martin, 1998.
All right, here's what we've got. The strategy is at the window as far as stretching fuel, but we're going to have about 30 laps to go when this race gets restarted right here. It's been about 14 laps since that last restart. I think you're going to see all the front guys come to pit road, get 4 tires, but I bet you're going to see somebody roll the dice with 2 right side tires trying to get that track position, just like we saw Matt Kenseth do early in the race.
I'm not even sure if we won't see some guys just get fuel, Larry. This is one of those potlucks right here.
Will anybody stay out because the caution laps will help them conserve fuel?
No, I think you got to come and get a splash of fuel. I think that's all, maybe right side tires. Coach Steve.
Well, DW, Mark Martin's going to take 4 tires. He talked to Pat Trison about the possibility of 2. Pat said, let's stay with 4, and undoing the chassis adjustment they made last time. Casey Kane, he leaves pit road, no changes. Matt.
Now, Doug Richards saw earlier in the race how 4 tires prevailed over 2 with so many laps left. Biffle, who was 4 laps short on fuel earlier, as Gordon already passes by. They decided to go with 4 tires. He was 4 laps short. Now everyone's going to be good.
All the lead lap cars stopped.
And I think all of them took 4 tires.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it certainly looks like.
Nobody wanted to gamble. And this is the first time in the last 4 races that Jeff Gordon has led a lap at California. I finally got it right.
And how he became the leader, that was the only group that elected to change 2 right side tires on that pit stop.
He's changed a battery. He only took 2 tires. He's determined to lead this race. Now let's see how notoriously, historically, he runs good in clean air. Not good in traffic, good out front.
As far as cars that changed 4 tires, Matt Kenseth, that Robbie Reiser crew, they won the battle of the cars that changed 4 tires off pit road.
16 cars on the lead lap, 32 to go, 3 wide. That breaks up. Oh, no, it doesn't. Wow.
And don't forget, Kenseth took 2 earlier in the race, and he didn't slow down 1 bit.
And Darrell, you've talked about it so much. 2 or 4 tires. Where the 24 car is good is out in clean air, but he's going to lose that clean air. Matt Kenseth in the 17 brings it to the bottom to take the lead here with 31 laps to go.
Trouble, turn 4, back of the pack. 1 car all alone spins at Stanton Barrett. Caution is out. The Hollywood stuntman goes around, coming off turn number 4. I didn't see contact with another car, though there may have been. There
doesn't appear to be any damage on the car whatsoever. It doesn't look like anybody got in the back of it.
At the back of the pack, up high.
Yeah, he just got way up high, got in the loose stuff, and around she came.
Boy, Brent Sherman just squeezes by in that 49 car.
As the Chevy Pace truck hits pit road, it's Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon in second, Greg Biffle, who's led most of this race, Jimmy Johnson, Gordon's teammate, Casey Kane in the Dodge, then Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, and Jamie McMurray.
Hadn't mentioned McMurray much, and there he is. He and Jeff Burton, 7th and 8th. Lingering around back there. Yaley's still in 10th, so cars, a lot of good cars still up there in the front.
Carl Edwards in the 99 trying to go to the high side. He restarted back there in 10th.
Boy, these restarts are something, aren't they, Larry? Look at those cars just fan out and go everywhere. 3 wide into the corner.
I thought on that restart I saw a little water shooting up there. We're getting a report that Dale Jarrett, the 88 UPS car, is starting to overheat here with 27 laps to go.
Yeah, it's that time of day when all that rubber and stuff's built up on the grill, so that's very possible.
There's an overflow hose at the base of the windshield on the right side. That way the driver can actually see when it's overheating, starting to spit water out. You can see it.
Yeah, there it is.
You can see it right there.
It's just late in the race. These 500 miles on a track like this, the old engine has had about all she wants.
This is rush hour. Jimmy Johnson takes 3rd.
And where did he come from? Oh, car around. Who is it?
Greg Biffle in the 16 car. We got a car spinning over in turn 4 as well.
Kurt Busch. And nobody hits him.
Yeah, I think Greg Biffle's engine was starting to let go on him.
Well, you know, he complained about it, but I would have sworn it was the wind causing him trouble. Yeah, he's got smoke.
But Darryl, we went 400 miles. We didn't have any cars fall out. And now here, within about 10 laps, we've had 3 cars that has had engine problems. Remember, that was one of the keys to this race, is engine attrition in the last 100 miles.
I know people probably say, well, you said it enough, but this is the most critical time when it comes to the engine department.
We'll try and figure out what caused Kurt Busch to spin.
I've got to believe some oil or fluids out of the 16 car.
Or unless cars started checking up
and he got hit from behind. That's possible.
Now the sun's low in the west. You see that going into turn number 3. Visibility can be difficult down there in 3 and 4.
Let's see what happened here, Larry.
See Greg Biffle up there going off into turn 3. We saw a little bit of smoke right there coming out the right side exhaust pipes.
Jimmy Johnson's kind of diving below that, so we don't see any oil right there.
Biffle was, Busch was.
Oh, he got hit.
J.J. Yaley, the green 18 car.
18 got into the 2 and spun him, and look at this, right down in front of him.
Who did he scare the pants off of right there?
That's amazing.
Besides himself.
Now we'll see it. Was it his teammate Newman? No.
Kevin Harvick,
Kevin
29.
Kevin Harvick.
My, that was incredibly close. There's Dale Jarrett.
Get down. Get down.
You can see the steam coming out of the right corner.
Stay where you are. Keep coming.
Green flag.
Uh-oh, yeah, there's Biffle. He had to get out of the way. He can't go.
Yeah, he's having to get to the high side, and everybody's going below him.
Which is legal. That's the way you need to pass on a restart.
Yeah, when you saw the smoke come out the exhaust, that just tells you the engine is dying. So he needs to probably just get down on the apron and get out of the way before he oils down the track big time.
And right now, our leader, Matt Kenseth, he has 2 or 3 cars that's a lap down behind him, between him and second place Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car.
Matt?
Jimmy Johnson told his team, Mike, under that last caution, the car is good for a few laps, then it starts getting loose and looser. And then the crew responded, but remember, you're the Daytona 500 champion. And DW, I think you can understand exactly what Jimmy said next. Yep, and it puts a smile on my face to hear you say that.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's putting a bigger smile on his face just being up there where he is, and a shot at winning his 2nd race in a row.
And Greg Biffle just going to take it behind the wall.
Yeah, he pretty much needs to get off the track before he oils it down.
Biffle's in the garage. Kenseth trying to hold back the pack for another 20 laps.
And this is a battle for 4th right here. Carl Edwards in the 99 car. Remember, Jeff Gordon in the 24 only has those 2 fresh right side tires. And everybody else there, McMurray in the 26, Martin in the 6, Burton in the 31, all battling for positions with 20 to go.
And you get that right, Larry. I mean, right now it's take no prisoners. Give it all you got, baby. Don't leave anything on the table. You can hear them milking the throttle. They're working them. 3 wide off turn 2 and getting serious. Now it's 4
wide. Casey Mears takes it below Burton.
Just looking for some running room, baby. Looking for running room. Got
Casey
3 in
Mears,
one turn.
he passed 4 cars in that move down the back straightaway in the 42.
Picking up the pace.
Trouble for Scott Wimmer. Smoke up from underneath the car.
Yeah, that looks like that's probably an engine problem. Yeah, I'd say so.
Probably out the right side exhaust. 5 to go.
Laps to go. Matt Kenseth's best previous finish here is 3rd. And caution is out.
Only guy happy about that. Well, let's see. No, we're inside of 10 laps, so
Jimmy Johnson would be happy about that.
Yeah.
Matt Kenseth, probably not.
And I think with 17 cars on the lead lap, you know this will be no more than a 2-lap shootout here at the end. You're going to see these cars at the front stay out, but Darrell, you're going to see those cars at the back probably come in and try to get 4 fresh tires. And remember, on the restart, it'll be single file, only lead lap cars to the front.
Yeah, you got Dale Jr. back here in 15th, and Kurt Busch, who spun there a little bit ago, he's back here in 17th. They might come down to, you might pick up 3 or 4 spots.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing to lose.
And don't touch that dial, because we're about to see 2 laps of white knuckle rush hour all over again.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
The most critical part for these leaders is the restart. Don't mess up. Don't spin the tires. As you heard Jeff and I talking about, don't open up the outside and don't miss a gear. It's a whole bunch of don'ts.
You went out yesterday and saw just how easy it is to spin the tires.
We were coming down and we wasn't going all that fast, but when we gassed that bad boy up, she jumped sideways.
Now, do you stop?
You mean if you're in the front? No.
I think we'll see a little cat and mouse here, maybe a little faking out.
I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer here, if you ask me.
Well, Matt Kenseth's crew was up on the wall, but it was just a feint. He stays out. So does Jimmy Johnson and Casey Kane. They stay on the racetrack along with Carl Edwards, Jeff Burton, Jamie McMurray, Mark Martin, Casey Mears, Jeff Gordon, and J.J. Yaley.
But as we predicted, there comes Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Jarrett, Kurt Busch. All these cars on the lead lap, they're going to get those 4 fresh tires. But as we mentioned, they're at the back of the pack.
Oh, yeah. They're having their own little race.
So now
they're racing themselves.
Not only will we have the white knuckle opportunity of a regular restart, but you're going to have the haves and the have-nots. The fresh tires against the worn tires for 2 laps.
Well, who just went, uh-oh, is probably like Jeff Gordon and J.J. Yaley, because these cars with fresh tires are going to be right on their rear bumper, and they stayed out.
He's getting him a little gap there. He's going to try to give him a little run. NASCAR right now, I can hear him now. They say, close it, tell the 48, close it up, close it up. He's laying back.
1 chance to run 2 laps to finish under green.
Got to anticipate this start now. Here we go, getting ready. Here he's getting it, and he goes. Oh, he spun the tires. He's got that run. Here he comes.
Casey Kane in the 9 definitely spun his tires. And Carl Edwards in the 99 pulled to the inside of him.
Here goes the 48. He had a run on him. He did it. He timed it just right. He's looking to the outside, but he doesn't have the steam to do it.
Here comes Casey Kane working on 3rd place. Carl Edwards on the outside. They almost touch exiting 2.
Oh, he definitely blocked him, but I believe Kane's got the momentum going down into 3. Carl's going to have to drive hard on the outside.
Matt Kenseth has 1 win in the last 71 races. Trying to break through. He's got a big lead as they come to the white flag.
1 to go.
White flag for you here. White flag. Great.
Here comes Carl Edwards in the 99 on the high side, trying to get that 2nd spot away from Jimmy Johnson in the 48.
He got a heck of a run down here in 3 and 4 at the top, but he lost a little bit of ground that time off of 2. You watch him down here in turn 3, though. He's going to take it hard to the outside.
The new tire cars cars racing up 3 wide in the middle of the pack as Matt Kenseth comes off turn number 4. Ahead of Jimmy Johnson, and Kenseth wins the Auto Club 500.
Man, they're coming across.
Five wide
on the apron.
The first time since 2001 that one car owner has won 3 races in one weekend in all of NASCAR's top 3 series at the same speedway. It's the 11th career Nashville Cup victory. The driver from Wisconsin, Matt Kenseth.